Hey guys, how's it going? Stefan here, and today I'm actually going to talk to you about how changing my environment has helped me grow as a person and has had a profound impact on my life. And I'm actually going to break that down into two parts. Number one, how changing the people in my life has affected me, and probably for me most importantly, number two, changing the messages that I'm listening to in my life. Thank you so much for coming back, guys. If you like what you see, if you like the video, please remember to drop a like and a subscribe if you can, if you have the time. Thank you so much. See you in part one. So, changing the people that you hang around with. Probably one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do. And the reason I say that is because you get comfortable with the people you hang around with, and they make life a little bit easier for a certain time. But there comes a time when we kind of realize, like, I don't have as much in common with you guys as I thought I did. And for me, I almost felt like, like an outsider in my friend group in high school after a few years. And then I realized, I'm like, well, they're just not the kind of friends that I need anymore in my life. But it's like nothing wrong with them. It's just you evolve, tastes change. You want different things out of life than what you're currently getting, right? So you change who you hang around with, and you change pretty much anything about your environment to get what you want, to make it easier anyways. And I think that's the whole point of changing the people you hang around with, is to make your life easier, in the sense that, like, you want to be around people that have the same motivations like you do, have the same sort of drive for the same things that you want to get out of life. And just by having more of that in your environment, it'll make it a lot easier to build that up in yourself. Because if your senses are constantly taking in information of positivity and motivation and being driven, then it's going to be a lot easier for you to cultivate that within yourself, because you're already around it so much. And I know I'm talking about the messages you're taking in, and I'm going to get more into that in part two. But if you have friends that are already are already where you want to be, or striving to get to where you want to be in life, then just having them pushing you and having them to inspire to and look to for guidance will make life a lot easier, because you realize that you're not alone in wanting a better life for yourself, and other people are there that want the same thing from life that you do, and are also willing to help. They understand all the pain and all the hurt that's going to go into beginning a new life and a new path, and they'll help you with it because they understand what you're trying to do. And I think that doesn't get said enough when trying to pick out new friends. A lot of people get stuck on, oh, but like my old friends are going to hate me and they're going to think I don't like them, which definitely isn't the case. It's just that you you realize that you need other people in your life more frequently than you need those people in your life, is the way I kind of look at it, you know? Now I fill my life up with friends that make me feel good, and we're working towards a common goal of building ourselves. But that doesn't mean I look down on my friends that don't help me with that, you know? We are still friends, and we still hang out. Maybe not as often, but that's okay, you know? That's really okay. And that's sorry, getting a little off track there, but yeah, a lot of people get caught up in the negative, like, oh, like my old friends are gonna think I don't like them, when we really should be thinking more internally and about ourselves, and saying to ourselves, like, this is what I need to do to better my life. This is what I need to do to find peace. And let's just use a random name here, Alex. And my friend Alex is going to help me with that, and I know he's going to help me with that. There's nothing wrong with spending more time with Alex, you know? Thank you so much for listening to part 1. I appreciate it, guys. And now for the part that's really affected my life. Part 2, changing the messages you're listening to and taking in different ones. So see you soon. Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in for part 2 of this video. So, how changing the messages that I've been listening to changed me and impacted me. Now, for me, what happened was, I've always had great people in my life around me. Like, my family's been awesome. The friends I've made have been good and really supportive, but I always felt unworthy of them. And they never said a bad word about me. No one ever put me down, anything like that. It was all in my head. And I kind of realized that, like, it was the message that I was giving myself was pure negativity in my head. And it's not like I ever blamed my parents or my friends for me feeling bad, because I blamed myself, thinking I didn't deserve them, because, like, in comparison to some people I knew who, you know, didn't have the best lives growing up, like, but yet they're still cute as a button kind of people, and, like, really sincere, really honest, really, you know, looking out for the best in people. And for me, I was thinking, I'm like, wow, they really deserve someone to, like, give them a hug and give them support and care, because of, like, the shitty situation they have at home. And I felt like, because I had that situation for myself, like, I had parents, I had friends that would be super supportive and super caring, and yet I was still feeling bad about myself. I thought I was undeserving, because, again, there were people with less but making the best of what they had, and I wasn't doing that. And for the longest time, that really affected my self-esteem and self-confidence, because it was a weird feedback loop to be into, because it wasn't like I was in a negative feedback loop looking back at it. I was in a very positive one, but it was just in my head. I felt like completely the worst about myself, and I was just beating myself up at every turn. I don't really know why, but that's just how it was at the time. And then recently, when I got on a path to improvement and self-discovery, I made up my mind to be more self-confident. I started to listen to messages, like positive affirmation messages, to help clean up whatever was stuck, you know, and in the back of my head, help, like, knock it loose and hopefully clean it up a little bit. And you know those messages like, I am great, I'm deserving of love, I'm deserving of care, those kind of awesome messages, which like I used to roll my eyes at and be like, oh, this is so generic, like this stuff doesn't work, and it's like, it's so cheesy almost, you know. But then I did it because I started to believe, I'm like, you know what, if everything I'm listening to is making me feel bad, I'm gonna take stuff that actively makes me feel good and put it in my environment and see how it works. And it definitely worked, because the more positive affirmations I listened to, the more spirituality videos, Alan Watts videos that I watched. Yeah, I didn't completely grasp the message right away, but it definitely stuck deep into my subconscious and started changing me from, honestly, it started a new feedback loop where I was taking in positive messages from the outside, and it was getting stuck in my head subconsciously, and then it started to like almost plant new seeds. So I felt more positive about myself, I felt more confident, and I felt deserving of the people in my life, because I started to feel good about myself. And I think that's phenomenal. And it all started with changing the messages I was taking in from the environment, like more changing the cues, you know, like when something good was happening to me, I didn't instantly think I was undeserving of it. I started to think like, yeah, this is really cool, and I'm glad this is happening to me. I didn't instantly go down a a rabbit hole. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you've had any stories or experiences with changing your environment and how it's helped you. Please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you so much. I'll be back next week. Bye.